Hey everybody, getting ready. Back from vacation. And here we go. Hello, everybody. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson joining you. A tornado warning update. Other storms across the area intensifying heading into this Monday evening on the 7th of July. Your forecast update and details about what's going on right now. Please know that you can drop a question with regards to storms. I'll try to track them into the Fargo-Moorhead area as well, so you have an idea of what time they may impact your activities outdoors tonight. For now, I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson, and let's get this started right now.
Now, a Hutch's weather update with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson, brought to you by Robert Gibb and Sons.
Okay, everybody, meteorologist Hutch Johnson joining you as we take a look at severe thunderstorm warning for the Grand Forks area, Manville. This is the second storm that has passed through. The first one here heading into Crookston with a little hook on the tail of it. We're going to get to that one in just a second, but the new warning is issued for Grand Forks County and northwestern Polk County. This is in effect until 6:45. The main risk, 1-inch diameter hail, 60 mile per hour straight line wind gusts from this cell. Right now, that hail core right over the Manville area. As we take a look at this, was a 1.75-inch hail report from the public, and this was reported at 4:20 from the first storm that moved through. This one not far from where that little yellow icon right there is, with its hail core now moving over the I-29 corridor, as well as areas just south of Oslo and Alvarado into the and onto the Minnesota side of the river. Here is a storm that's making its way into the Crookston area. That little hook is something we call a hook echo. It doesn't mean a tornado's on the ground, but it can identify a rotating thunderstorm as it's working its way off to the east. So we'll get to more on that in a minute, but there is some hail along and north of Highway 2 with that cell. A couple of tornadoes have been sighted with this storm that is making its way now in towards the Nelson County area. Lawton area, Edmore area, some tornadoes touching down, reported from a train spotter. This was at about 4:27 p.m. And a little bit later at 5:08 p.m., a tornado was reported by a spotter 5 miles northeast of Lawton on the ground. Jessica, thank you for your support. Cheryl, good to have you on board. Watching from Park Rapids, just drove through beautiful Park Rapids on my way from the North Shore, where I spent some vacation time up there over the 4th. Now, this cell that was pushing into Cass County was formerly warned is no longer. You can see it's fallen apart. This is good news for Red River Valley fairgoers. That one was pumping down some sizable golf ball sized hail potential as it worked its way into the northwest part of the county. But the latest radar display showing that it has weakened. It does have a cell. It's split. Arthur has one. Page has one coming into town shortly. Could be some hail from that. And down to the south, a potent cell here near my Verona, working its way to the south and east and east. These storms are moving at an average clip of only around 15 to 20 miles per hour as the crow flies. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the details on these storms. I'm looking at shear because the environment tonight does have a little bit of spin, but the main threat, big time hail. We're talking very large 2-inch diameter hail and larger possible. Deb, it's good to have you. What's up with you? I hope you're having a good one. At Home with Carmen says, hi, Mr. Hutch. How are things looking for Grand Forks? There's another storm heading in your direction, like the last one that tracked just north of town. This one looks like it may impact the northern metro area. Let's get to it, and we'll show you some pictures as well. All right, so here is a look at what we have going on with regards to this storm, and these are some scary-looking cloud-producing storms. Here's the Manville area storm, green meaning motion toward the Mayville radar, red away. So I don't see a lot of organized shear or spin in this particular storm, even though we're seeing reds and greens next to each other. Not the main concern I have with that. Now, this Crookston cell here, moving right into Crookston, there's a hook echo right here, and co-located with that hook is a pretty tight couplet right there in and around the Crookston area. It's moving in on the north side of town. You can see here's the main part of town. Then as you go north there and off to the east by the airport, this is moving off to the east, and that cell has had a old slow clip of about 8 to 15 miles per hour. Deborah, thank you very much. Thanks for all of your stars. I see them flying in from Deborah. From Justin, thanks. Good to see you on board as well. And thanks so very much to you as well, Jessica, for supporting Hutch with Stars. Geronimo, how's Foston looking? So as we take a look at your county here, Polk County has two storms in the west, one in the northwest now. That's a warned storm that will be making its way south of Oslo with some sizable hail. And we got this Crookston storm right here that's pushing its way. Areas north of Fertile and along Highway 200 have a better chance at seeing that. If you are in Foston over on this side of the county, it's a ways away. Let's go ahead and time this out. Now, again, there are no active tornado warnings at this particular time. There is one active severe thunderstorm warning. That is for you folks in the Grand Forks County area. So we take a look at the height of these cloud tops out here today. The air temperature not like we achieved as we went to the time frame before the big holiday, but what we're seeing now is these storms piping up just a little bit across the area and festering up in the afternoon heat of the day. Okay, that's not cooperating with me for right now. So what we will go back to is take a look at the temperatures across the area, and then we'll get right back into the radar. So Fargo, Jamestown, where you see the deeper reds, things are a little bit warmer at this particular hour. Donnie, smash that like button. Thanks, Donnie. Smash that like button if you're here on the YouTube channel. Jason, good to have you on board. Happy Monday to you. Spent some time on the North Shore, and I hope you all had a safe and happy 4th of July. And happy Monday, everyone, to you. Now, there's just a couple of isolated storms. Tracy, thank you for sharing stars. And at home, thank you very, very much for your contribution. And I like keeping you up to date. Terry, good to see you as well, my friend. Hope things are going well, and I appreciate your support of stars. Now, check it out. 73 Grand Forks, 82 Bismarck, and in the FM area, temperatures are a little bit warmer. It's 75. There are storms heading towards us. I'm going to time these out right now so you get a feel for when they may make their way into our area, as well as Grand Forks will track that severe storm that's pushing its way into your area. So that one is just south of Oslo. It's moving to the east-southeast here. It's moving at a clip of, let me get the latest from the Weather Service on that. That storm is moving with 1-inch diameter hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds at only 20 miles per hour to the east-southeast. So here we go. That's going to be very close to you folks in the Grand Forks area. You can likely see that as you're working your way into the town. And you see on the leading edge here, I'm drawing it just out ahead of that hail core in pink right over Manville, moving to the southeast at about, well, let's put it at about that 25 mile per hour range here, 20 to 25 miles per hour. Northern portions of Grand Forks, northern portions of East Grand Forks by around 6:35. Your second wave of storms clipping the northern part of the metro area. So again, you have a little bit of time. The main threat from this, gusty winds to 60 miles per hour and some sizable hail from this particular storm. Let me get out my other toolbox items here as I just fired up the old Huffy here to get things going and rolling for coverage for you after climbing out of the car seat and getting back from some vacation time. So again, tornado warned storms up in the Walsh County area have diminished their strength and the churning. They are still heading into Inkster, and you'll be watching them closely. But the main threat from the storm now north of Grand Forks will be the northern parts of town with gusty winds, as well as the risk for some very large hail potential from that cell. Now, as we take a look at our neighbors down to the south and in and around the FM area, if you happen to be out at the fair, here's what's coming our way. We have two cells moving to the southeast at about 15 miles per hour. Hey, Deb, thanks so much. I appreciate that. Kathy, thank you so much for joining and watching some pea-size hail. Stop for now. Let me know where you're watching from. That's very helpful information. And Tracy, thank you. Spotted a funnel, Park River to Peasic about a few minutes ago. Thank you much. Let's go ahead and time this puppy out here. Spatial tools going over here. Shazam, shazing, line length. This first cell, which is fairly weak, heading into West Fargo and North Fargo, it's only 18.5 miles away as the crow flies. The storm is moving at a general clip of about 25 miles per hour, so we can do some simple math and say it's going to be about 35 to 40 minutes away. Now, as we go ahead and take the leading edge of this line of storms, it's a pretty narrow little fella working its way to the southeast at about 25 miles per hour, puts it towards Riley's Acres, 651. We got quite a bit of time. So here's what I recommend. If you're out at the fair, have a good time. Enjoy yourself. Keep your eyes on the skies. And if they're bad, have Hutch's weather loaded on your cellular device. I'll keep you up to date with what's going on as we head into the evening hours. Now, there's another storm that's way back behind that in northwestern parts of Cass County right now. That's 48 miles away and moving at 25 miles per hour. That's 2 hours away. So Will we see two storms in Fargo? I kind of doubt it. These storms seem to be winding down in their intensity just a pinch at this particular hour. So let me see if I can delete that and delete this and get back to business. Now, let's take a look at what we have going on, and you start this for me, and you've started it already by going to hutchesweather.com and uploading your photos. So if we go together, go to hutchesweather.com. Once you get onto the page, if I'm live, it tells you right at the top of the page what is going on. You can click and watch me from your mobile device, even if you happen to lose power at your place. Now, again, the tornado threat now, the tornado warned storm is done. The tornado warning is clear. That's the good news. We have a few isolated areas of storms. Here's the photo gallery, and thanks to all of you who have uploaded pictures, you can either upload or view the library. Check out some of these just incredible looking skies over the region today. This was from the Hatton area, titled indeed Weird Clouds. Look at these rows of what are called mammatus clouds at the top. Incredible roiling and boiling of this cloud as it worked its way over the Hatton, North Dakota area, likely from just underneath the Anvil part of the cloud. We got another one looking west from the Grandin area. Check this one out. Linda, good to have you on from beautiful Bemidji, as you've been so terribly hard hit by storms in your area. Our hearts are out to you guys. I hope that these storms miss you. They're going to be isolated in nature. And right now, this cloud here looking from the Grandin area, looking west, taken by Anonymous here. So thanks so much for sharing your photos. Again, to hutchesweather.com. Hey, some progression of the storm near the Oaks area. This was captured by well, it says a thunder bumping in the afternoon heat, and Paul uploaded this. Look at these towering clouds in south central North Dakota, watching from Dead Lake. Carissa, it's great to have you on board. So, overall synopsis, we have an area of storminess that is right now out here in the Red River Valley. That storminess is moving south and east at a pretty slow clip right now, and those storms have a chance at being severe. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch in our region. It's in effect until 10 o'clock right here. All of the yellow counties, from the Devil's Lake Basin, from Candu and Rock Lake, all the way out into parts of northwest Minnesota, including Kitson County. It does not include Roseau County. These storms moving more to your south. But if you're in Marshall County, you are involved in that. And we have a line of storms heading through Wilmer and all the way down towards Sioux Falls that they're pretty mean as well. We have a severe thunderstorm watch in parts of southern South Dakota and parts of northern and eastern Nebraska tonight for severe weather. So by and large, the storms heading into the Twin Cities right now, they are strong, but the risk of severe with them, it looks to be most possible on these southernmost storms heading in the area of Springfield, Morgan, and Sleepy Eye. So that's what's going on right now. We've showed you pictures. Now we're going to take a quick peek at the DOT cams as these storms roll through. These can be very helpful. This is for the thunderstorm warned storm that is working its way into the Grand Forks area right now. We're going to give you a bird's eye view from our DOT cams as this storm moves in on the north side of the metro Grand Forks, East Grand Forks area. So just a little bit of hint of these off in the distance clouds working their way through for the second round of storms. Very dark skies from this particular view here at the I-29 ramp out there on the north side of Grand Forks. So dark skies just over the tree lines lining the north side of the metro. Now, if we go up just a little bit farther to the east out near Emerado, let's see if we can get a more direct look at this storm from a distance. Again, more of them dark clouds working their way in, more dark skies just over the horizon there. And here over that little structure that we see there, looks to be a core of the storm that is lower than the rest. Gabby, thank you very much. Can you look at the cell by Oaks, please? Any rotation, Gabby? I will look at that for you. Absolutely. We'll take care of that here in a moment. On the north side of Grand Forks, also check out this ugly looking shot here. Dark clouds. There's some lowering of a cloud base right there and a little bit of a scooping nature, or the leading edge of the storm that we would call a shelfie McShelferson or a shelf cloud over there. So that one again on the I-29 corridor from that storm that's working its way off to the east. Very dark skies on the north part of the Grand Forks area taking place right now. Let's go right on the Highway 2 corridor here and looking north. We're going to take a look at these storms again, looking in the Grand Forks area. Now let's look at that same storm from the Minnesota side of the river. So we're going to sneak over and look at that area near Fisher. If you know where that is on the Highway 2 corridor there, we'll go ahead and take a peek. So as we zoom into this system that's pushing its way into the Grand Forks area once again for the second straight storm, here's a look from the Highway 2 corridor again, way low on the tree horizon there. Thanks, Shandell, for watching from the Erskine area. And good evening to you, Anastasia. Thank you very much for joining. Here, now let's take a look at what we have. From this camera view, we see, well, some towering clouds. I'm not seeing the structure that I need to or want to from this particular storm, but it's given me an idea that that storm is pretty good sized. Here's that view from a little farther down the Highway 2 corridor there. Whoop, I think we did just look at those as well. So that's what we can see from the Minnesota side of the river. Now here's Alvarado. Let's see if they have a better bird's eye view of the storm. And off in the distance there, you can see just over these buildings, here's some darkening of the sky. Let's see if we can get a more distinct view of that. And it's very hazy, but that's the view we would want to take a peek at and keep our eyes on. So that's what's going on there. Now, I did promise to take a look at the Cavalier area for Brenda. Cute pic. Yep, indeed, Brenda. There are some good pictures out here. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Oaks storm here. So let's go to the radar down here near Oaks and also to the north of you. And not far from Lisbon and Gwinner, we have a cell that's making its way off to the south and to the east. So pardon me while I get over here and get to some plotting data for these cells. And then what we'll do is take a look at where they're heading and where they're going. Let me go ahead and pull up the single site radar data too. Here we go. So this looks more pixelated, but it's more informative to the meteorologist. I am a true believer in looking at each individual pixel. We got a couple of what could be hail producing cores. This doesn't mean that's what's hitting the ground, but that's what we're seeing up at the cloud level. Ruth says, watching from Washington, stay safe. Washington State, good to have you on board. Thank you very much for watching. These storms here, now if I take a look at the well, we'll go ahead and loop them for just the last, but I do believe they're moving easterly at a pretty slow clip. But let me see if this will pull in some scans here while we go and take a look at the loop here. So, okay, so a little bit of lightning with this. That's moving east, almost due east. It is not moving very quickly. I want to say it's at about 10 miles per hour or so. So if I go ahead and draw the storm track on this cell, moving from the leading edge here of the hail core. Pardon me. Let me see if I can do that now. Oh, okay. Huh. I think this is... As the crow flies, this is from Milner, about 22 miles away, rather, and it's only moving at about 10 to 12 miles per hour. There's a couple new lightning strikes coming from it, so it is pulsing up in intensity. It looks to be passing just south of the Lisbon area with its strongest thunderstorm activity right now as it works its way off to the east. It looks like it will stay to the north of you in Oaks, so that's what's going on with that particular cell, and we will take a look at that from the DOT camera because I do believe we have a Foreman area camera out there that might have a shot at seeing this one here, just so we can get a view at what's going on. So let's go right here to the, well, there is Foreman. Let's take a look at from the Foreman area and see if we can see anything. Just on the far left edge, I can see or make out some dark clouds on that horizon shot. Other than that, I'm just seeing mainly just the normal road traffic condition, road condition type stuff. Now from the north side of the storm from Verona, see, there are some extremely dark clouds over the horizon on this particular shot. Thank you so much. Just uploaded the photo from Central Grand Forks looking northeast. I will pull that up now and make sure that I can pull that up on my other computer screen here and prove that so everyone can see it. So if you head over to hutchesweather.com, I do have a new picture from At Home with Carmen uploaded onto the website, and it should be getting approved in moments. Here we go. Ooh, there's a lot of photos that have just come in. So here's Carmen, and thank you very much. 618 Grand Forks, looking at that tower to the north of you. Dusty, thanks for sharing some Dilworth skies as well. Thank you for uploading your photos, Shauna, in the Fordville area. I appreciate you doing that. per my request to your email, and I appreciate you emailing the photos to me, but even more so, I can share them with others, provided that you upload them and agree to the terms on there that you took the photos and they're yours to share. That's wonderful. So if we go ahead, I've just approved these. Now let me take you through what I'm looking at. And sorry for leaving you behind there for one moment while I approve those photos. So here we are to the photo upload page. You can get there at hutchesweather.com. This is from the Spring Creek Colony area. Just a little bit of rain, but that distant system was sure mean. The noon hour, July 7th. So wish I had a rain jacket. Spring Creek Colony, South Dakota. Tom, thank you so very, very much for sharing that ominous view of the skies. This is Grand Forks looking north. Thank you again, Carmen, for sharing this towering shot here, just bubbling up in the atmosphere. That rising air supporting that hail potential as it works through. It looks like Milner, you're going to be in the direct path of that storm that's moving south of Lisbon, now north of Oaks. So keep that in mind. Right now, that is an intensifying storm. Hail might be the main threat from that as we go through. Here's a view from Fordville. Shauna, thank you so very much for sharing this view here as we take a look at those gray skies working their way over the Fordville area just a little while ago. And also in Fordville by Shauna, those boiling clouds from the thunderstorms as they rolled through. And again, thank you again from the Fordville area, Shauna, for sharing all those shots. Here's Oaks from Paul. More thunderclouds in the making indeed, and flat bases. And this was growing tops. Thank you so very, very much for sharing stars with me. Again, Sam, I really do appreciate it. Middle River or Thief River Falls, are you going to be hit? Brady wants to know. Right now, these storms are moving to your south. And so unless we get more development, I think your chances of staying quieter are better as we look off from the distance here from Oaks. Paul capturing the gorgeous sun and the growing thunderstorm clouds out there. There's Grandin as well. So thanks so much for sharing all of your photos. Check this bad boy out again. Just love the Mamatis clouds here, and this captured by Shirley. Thank you so much for uploading all of your photos. I would love to have you on board doing this as well. As storms approach your area, when it's safe to do so, you can upload them at hutchesweather.com. Let's go over the forecast real quick here, and then we'll get back to the latest on the radar, and then I will step away and keep you updated. Now, here is a look.
The National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm watch.
Okay, so we do have our severe thunderstorm watch that we talked about. It's in effect until 10 o'clock. Here's a look at our thunderstorms. Right now, Grand Forks area is the hardest hit area. Upwind from you, we had previously tornadic storms working their way toward the Grand Forks area. Hutch is going to take a look. That's me right now at taking a peek at whether or not these storms still have tight spin or velocity couplets in them. And if I look very briefly, I do see a little bit of shear near Inkster here on this particular cell. This is looping, so it's making its way off to the east. Let me go to the most recent scan. So if we look in the Gilby area, we got some motion away from the radar next to motion towards. So right near Gilby, that's still a rotating storm there, just north of Larimore, or just northeast of the Emerado area, I should say northwest. So my apologies there. So those storms showing some couplets or some spinny potential with them. Down to the south, as we look at the cell that's working its way in towards the Gwinner area, there's reds and greens next to each other, a little bit of rotation, maybe some organization from that cell. I will look from the Aberdeen radar to get another confirmation, like we'll call it double Doppler. Yep, we got motion away next to reds. It's not strong or particularly organized, but it is there. Carla from St. Paul, regular T-storms I'm in St. Paul. Regular T-storms, right. So in St. Paul, Minneapolis right now, you have some garden variety thunderstorms pushing your way into the region. There are some stronger ones down to the south, not far from Westbrook, not far from Marshall. The strongest cells are to your south. So see if this will load up the other data for me here. Let me clear that. There we go. Okay, so what we're looking at here down in the area near Redwood Falls is some storms that have some organization, a little bit of rotation, maybe even in a couple of those cells. As we take a look at the regular radar data here, you can see that Redwood Falls storm has some hail between there and the Springfield area, illustrated here by the blues. So, Justin, thanks so much. Hutch and Pedro here to keep our eyes on the skies for you. So basically all of this is moving eastbound. So basically from I-90 straight north in toward Twin Cities, we could see some showers and thunderstorms. All of this moving through St. Cloud, pushing into that Rogers area now. All of that near Glencoe. This is a little burp line here. This is a wind cloud produced by the wind working its way in your area. So you're going to get a west-northwesterly burp out of these storms that will bring some relief. But these stronger cells are on the south side, and that's often where they stay and they continue to progress even farther south. So not meaning they move south, but the strongest of the storms sometimes end up on that south line. Sleepy Eye, Morgan, those are some stout storms there. There is some thunderstorm potential from those puppies as they work their way through. Now, as we take a look again at the regional radar, let's go over the whole region real quickly, and then we'll look at that forecast real quickly, and we will get you on about your way. I'm pulling up on my other model sheet here, two models that I'm going to switch over to right now. Here we go. Some model guidance on our thunderstorms. This is a look at a timestamp up top at 6 p.m. Your current time here, 6:30. So does this look anywhere close to what we have going on? And the answer is not bad. Grand Forks area being hit worse. We have a couple of pimples down here in southeast North Dakota, and out toward the Twin Cities, we have some storms working their way in. So as we load this model, I'll let it load up here, and then I will walk you through it fairly quickly so we can get a feel for where the models have them going and when. Now, this model says there is a chance for Red Lake Falls, Thief River to see a thunder shower chance by 7 o'clock. Do I think that's going to happen? Not unless something forms now. Leo is around, and he's getting some much needed attention after being gone from the house here for a couple of days. So that's where Leo is. Braden's asking, thanks for covering the weather. And Braden, thank you for watching. Carla, good to have you on board. So garden variety showers and storms moving toward the Twin Cities. This model says Thief River, Red Lake Falls could see some storms. I think that these may pass to the south of you, but just know that you are in the thunderstorm watch tonight. And if anything moves into your area, in and around Thief River, Red Lake Falls, St. Hilaire, these areas, expect the possibility for hail and gusty wind to be the main threat. As we go toward the 8 o'clock hour here, notice Fargo, most of the storms down here pretty silent as it were, and that seems to be the trend with the storms upwind from us. BA, Smokey says hi to Leo, and Leo says meow, and it's a perfect day. Okay, so heading toward the 9 and 10 o'clock hour, these storms exit the watch box, and that's why the watch is in effect until 10 o'clock. These will be pushing into places like, again, Bemidji. I don't want to scare anybody in Bemidji, but these have that backward C shape, and the main threat will be wind. Will they be the 120 plus mile per hour straight line winds and possible tornadoes that went through a couple of weeks ago? It doesn't look like it to Hutch. The setup is completely different, but some windy thunderstorms nonetheless crossing your path in and around Bemidji and the Red Lakes area between 8 and 11 p.m. These move off into Becker County here, you see, and trail down into Otter Tail and Wadena counties as we go through, and then lose their intensity as we head into the deep overnight hours. So, Kendall, asking about Fargo. Indeed, the forecast, there's a couple of cells just north of us. Will they hit us? It looks like they stay a little bit north on this model, and Hutch's gut says, I think they stay just a little bit farther north from us. As I switch back to the radar right now, you'll get a chance to see that these cells have really weakened. They were strong and produced big hail here on the county line in northwest parts of Cass County, Steele County, as well as the northern reaches of Stutzman County. That's what's left of those cells. They've really weakened substantially as they work their way off to the east. We have a wind report, a trained spotter reporting multiple tree limbs up to 6 inches in diameter down. This looks like it's reported 1 mile northwest of Mallory. That wind event took place on the Highway 2 corridor there before Fisher. So just out of town here, numerous trees 6 inches in diameter or more down. Grand Forks reported some hail upwards of 1 inch in diameter, and that was by an FAA weather observer. So definitely something that storm threatened with. Now, when we take a look, you got storms lined up. 1, that was the original storm that went north of Grand Forks. 2, 3. This one has a little hook right there. There's a little hooker hanging out the bottom of that one. That one had a history of producing some spin. And then this one near Gilby is the one that did have the confirmed tornadoes that was earlier in the evening. So are there any evidence, or is there any evidence of shear, and do we need to worry about that on the storm warning? 1-inch hail and 60-mile-per-hour winds may remain the main threat from these storms. As we look in on Grand Forks and what's over your guys' area right now, we have what looks like this outflow boundary coming out of the storm here, kind of like a cold air front is what we call this, or a gust front. That's what that looks like to me. There's a little area here of a hook that I talked about, and there's not a lot of evidence of spin in there. Hutch, is Traverse County going to get any storms tonight? No, most of the storms look to stay to the north of Traverse, although if you see there's this one rambler out here that could be pretty close to impacting you. It's moving very slow, and we got a couple of hours yet before we would worry about that. So that's the current ongoings. Storms that are in and around the Fargo area are heading generally in our direction, but they have had a tendency to show a weakening intensity as they're working their way through Arthur and Page right now, drifting toward the FM area. Right now, it looks like our main threat in Fargo is going to be some locally heavy rain. Gwinner, you got a pretty stout thunderstorm moving in your area. The lightning intensity is picking up. We had a strike 1.2 minutes ago here, just outside of Gwinner on the Highway 13 corridor out there, and that's what's heading towards your area. No severe thunderstorm warning for that. The only warning that I have on the docket right now is for the Grand Forks area, for the storm that's making its way through your region right now. So Grand Forks, it looks like Grand Forks and East Grand Forks in particular on the northern side of Highway 2 is where everything is the most heavy at this particular time. Taking you out to the North Dakota DOT sites here, and we'll go right into Grand Forks now to give you that front row seat of what's happening on the north side of town. And here we go. We got the low clouds up on the horizon. Very dark skies continue around the area. Wet roads, and that's all I'm seeing from that particular vantage point. Here is another view on the north side at the I-29 southbound looking west lane, and there is the storm out to the west of you can see. Then this is a view as we take a look, and boy, there is some dark skies out there, but not able to see much structure with regards to what's going on the Highway 2 corridor. As we look over town, now you can kind of see what's going on. Do you see this little feature right here? That looks like a lowering of the cloud base called a wall cloud right there. You got the rain-free base where air is rising up into the thunderstorm, and here's a lowering of the cloud base called a wall cloud. And that one is taken from US Highway 2 on the west side of Grand Forks. So that's kind of the direction you're looking, and it does look like that's crossing just north of Highway 2 at this particular time. The timestamp on this is 6:27. Your time right now is 6:37. That was 10 minutes ago. So a low wall cloud associated with that storm is making its way off to the east, and we could see it from that vantage point. Here's another view from the I-29 corridor, and mainly on the north side of town is where we have those deep, darkening clouds. As I sneak across the river into Minnesota, we can take a peek at what we're seeing there as we look from the Fisher area. And of course, here is the Mallory area where we did get the report of the wind causing downed branches and such. So let's take a look at what we're seeing there. This is East Grand Forks. I wonder if the Mallory one is out of commission here. Let me try that one more time. My apologies. So let's go here. I see a camera right here by Mallory, and there it is. East Grand Forks, US Highway 2. View 1, we got 4 views from this camera. Let's see. I don't see any evidence at this particular location that storm did damage. It's since moved through. This timestamp is 6:28. So about 10 minutes ago on that one. Now, when we look at this one, which is closer to the storm at hand that's making its way through, I don't know why. Oh, that's only one view from that camera view. So I'm not going to get any more views from that. Let's see if there's anything else. Pardon me. From Alvarado, let me see if we can see it from there. Some dark skies in the distance here as you take a look, and that is it. We got some very heavy rains on Highway 1 near Warren showing up as well. So a severe thunderstorm warning for the Grand Forks area does continue for now, and that storm is moving down and north on the northern side of Highway 2. It's for 1-inch diameter hail and 60-mile-per-hour gusts, and that warning remains in effect until 6:45. So for the next 6 minutes or so. That storm does still look strong. There's another one making its way into the Grand Forks area right now, and that one is, we call this training. These storms are doing that, where we have one thunderstorm following on the tracks of another one, following on the tracks of another one. So this one passed just north of Grand Forks a while ago. This one's passing just north in northern parts of Grand Forks now. And then there's another one coming through. This one's picking up some strength in northern Grand Forks County. Kayla, Bemidji in the clear for the night. I can't say that. It does look like, if you have a chance, these storms that we have on the radar right now are going to pass close or just south to you. So I wouldn't say you're in the clear. You are not in the thunderstorm watch in Bagley or Bemidji, but we'll see this line of storms here. Unless something new forms up north, I'm less worried about the Red Lakes part of northern Beltrami County, but I'll keep my eyes on it. These are heading in your general direction at only about 25 miles per hour. And if Hutch takes out his measurement pencil here, the first storm to your north and west, it's moving in your direction, is 70 miles an hour, 70 miles away, moving at 25 miles per hour. You can do the math. That's still a good 2.5 hours or more away. So that puts us at 7, 8, 9 o'clock or later before you have a chance, likely closer to 9:30 or 10 maybe with that line of storm. So Fargo Moorhead, the risk right now looks like it's waning. We are in the thunderstorm watch. Foreman and the Gwinner area, you have storms moving in your area south of Lisbon. Those are strong but not severe. We have had a couple of tornadoes confirmed that touched down up in the Walsh County area earlier from these storms. Devil's Lake, we have a cell that's trying to form here north of Crary. That's moving off to the east at about 25 miles per hour as well. Oh, love the 72-degree weather today myself. So that is a look at what's going on. We went over the forecast and the timing real quick here on this update. But for now, I want you to stay informed. If storms form in your area, know that we do have that severe thunderstorm watch that's in effect, and that watch is in effect until 10 o'clock for the counties you see in yellow. We have one active severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect right now, and that is for the Grand Forks area, and that expires here in the next 4 minutes. For now, I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson. If you have severe weather to report, please pass that along to me. You can upload your photos to hutchesweather.com. I appreciate each and every one of you for doing that. Looks like we had some quarter-size hail being reported from the Manville area from the storms. And looks like a lowering cloud base. Again, the ones that we saw on the DOT cameras being reported from a couple of these storms as they work their way along and north of the Highway 2 corridor in Grand Forks County right now. For now, I'm meteorologist Hutch Johnson joining you. I will be back as we go through the evening to keep you updated. Right now, a severe thunderstorm warning in Grand Forks for the next 4 minutes. We also have a thunderstorm watch in effect for most of eastern North Dakota and most of northwest Minnesota until 10 o'clock. Have a plan. Know where you can go to stay safe. But for now, do just that. Stay tuned and stay safe. For more updates, you can always track the latest on hutchesweather.com. Thank you for all the follows on Facebook. Subscribe on YouTube, and I'll be back with updates right here on Hutch.